Pete?
Look, I'm going to be very clear where I stand on crypto. I've said it here before, but being pro-crypto is being anti-American. If we are in competition with China, we should stay as far away from crypto as possible. If we want our currency, the US dollar, to remain the reserve currency of the world, we need to get out of crypto. If we want to maintain sanction power, we need to get out of crypto. As we've been talking about, terrorists, criminals, what do? They use crypto. That's how they operate. Why would we want anyone to be a part of this? And I feel sorry for none of these million people who lost money. They fell for a scam. Crypto is a scam from top to bottom. The way it works is the people who buy the crypto realize.
If you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you'll know I never thought I'd see the day when a Republican commentator would go on CNN and absolutely torch Donald Trump over crypto. But that's exactly what happened. In this clip, Republican strategist PJ O'Rourke doesn't hold back. He accuses Donald Trump of profiting from his own supporters through crypto schemes and argues that America is heading down a dangerous path if politics and cryptocurrency continue to mix. What makes this debate so interesting isn't that Democrats are criticizing Trump. We've heard that before. It's that the criticism is coming from someone on the Republican side, and he isn't pulling any punches. Now, if you're new here, I'm Bradley Hostin, and this is The Bradley Hostin Show. Let me know where you're watching from in the comments below. I need you guys to stick with me until the very end, because after we watch this clip, I want to explain why I think this is one of the most significant Republican criticisms of Donald Trump we've seen in a long time, and why this debate could become a much bigger problem for Republicans heading into the midterms. As usual, let's watch the clip, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts afterwards.
I'll give you guys my thoughts towards the end.
President Trump faces growing scrutiny over his crypto earnings as a new report shows that investors who bought his meme coin ended up losing big time. According to the New York Times, the crypto analytics firm Nansen found that nearly 1 million investors who bought the president's meme coin lost $3.8 billion through the end of the month of June. That compares to Trump's latest financial disclosure, which shows he hauled in $1.4 billion on crypto, including more than $600 million from those meme coins alone. Now, Trump has dismissed concerns that he's profiting off the presidency, and today he took it a step further with this brag about crypto corruption investigations.
They were putting people in jail. What they were doing to the crypto was horrible. It's amazing it survived that onslaught. It was a weaponization of government. So now I'm killing Biden. I'm winning by so much. And all of a sudden he becomes totally pro-crypto. They dropped all investigations of everybody. They allowed people to come out of jail. And every time I see a crypto guy where they dropped an investigation, I said, "You're lucky I'm president."
He's bragging there about a lot of people who are tied to crypto, who he has already pardoned. He's only been in office for a year. Perhaps the biggest one is the founder of Binance, known as CZ. That company now is actually very involved in a lot of different things. But one of the pieces of reporting over the last several months, according to the Journal and the New York Times, is that Binance still now looks like they've allowed money to go to Iran through their platforms. So the president is bragging about this turnabout when he's profiting, but also some of these people were put in prison for real reasons, and now they seem to not have changed their tune.
Well, I think the president has changed his tune on cryptocurrency, right? There's no doubt about that. He was very much against it, calling it a scam, and he has switched. Part of the context behind that is that he believes that not embracing cryptocurrency gives China a leg up on this. We can debate whether or not that's accurate. I think it's probably more accurate than not. But I think his comment, I didn't necessarily take it as bragging that we're releasing criminals from jail. I think it was more the allegation that the Biden administration was overtly tough on cryptocurrency when we didn't actually have very many standards or laws in place. We have the Clarity Act right now that we can have a large debate as to whether or not we have to put in place some more restrictions and oversight, which I think we absolutely do. But I think that was the context in the greater scheme of the conversation he was having today.
No, President Trump is very clear. He has benefited off crypto, 100%. And while we have seen that most Americans, 1 million Americans, have not, I was at the Justice Department when we brought the charges against Binance and the CEO. Not only did we bring charges, but they pled guilty. We were not weaponizing anything. They pled guilty to charges, including paying $4 billion. And exactly what Abby just described here about using the platform for potentially funding Iran is exactly what we were worried about. And exactly how they could not say how they were going to crack down on that. And there's also anti-money laundering allegations, et cetera. And so the problems that the Justice Department, the federal government felt that were not in the U.S. interest and that broke our federal laws are actually now playing out before Donald Trump's eyes because he is the one who pardoned them.
And I think also it's an incomplete story, that the whole China thing. This is from 2025 in the AP. Trump began to shift during a crypto event at Mar-a-Lago in Florida in May of 2024, receiving assurances that industry backers would spend lavishly to get him reelected. Another major milestone came last June when Trump attended a high-dollar fundraiser at the San Francisco home of David Sacks. Those close to Trump, including his sons and billionaire Elon Musk, helped further push his embrace of the industry. Sacks is now in the Trump administration as his crypto czar. And I also would add that some of these pardons that we were just talking about, the path to the pardon also involves money for Trump's political ambitions. So there's the private money that they're making hand over fist on crypto, and it's not like investing in crypto companies. It's literally meme coins, which are meaningless. And then there's also the political money at the same time as well.
I'm a big defender of the presidential pardon power, mostly because a lot of people don't realize there is essentially no lever. I mean, you probably know very well. There's no lever at the federal level to, serve as a check on overzealous prosecutions. But he makes it very difficult to defend, and I understand why a lot of people want reform. I mean, just about crypto broadly, according to his most recent financial report, he's executed about 4,000 trades in 3 months, including with companies that really want to stay in his good graces. I don't understand how that couldn't be a conflict of interest.
I mean, how is it not, Pete?
Look, I'm going to be very clear where I stand on crypto. I've said it here before, but being pro-crypto is being anti-American. If we are in competition with China, we should stay as far away from crypto as possible. If we want our currency, the U.S. dollar, to remain the reserve currency of the world, we need to get out of crypto. If we want to maintain sanction power, we need to get out of crypto. As we've been talking about, terrorists, criminals, what do? They use crypto. That's how they operate. Why would we want anyone to be a part of this? And I feel sorry for none of these million people who lost money. They fell for a scam. Crypto is a scam from top to bottom. The way it works is the people who buy the crypto realize it's a scam and then say, crap, I need to tell everyone to get in so I can make my money back. And those suckers
acknowledging that this is a scam?
Yes.
That was predicated by the president of the United States?
It's a scam predicated by a lot of people who get into this business.
The number one person is the president.
They decided to get in because you make a boatload of money on the transaction side of it.
Yeah, that's the president and his family.
Yeah, and they made money, as Jason acknowledged. They made money.
I'm just
There's
wondering,
no denying or dismissing
what's the next step from that? So the president and his family scammed 1 million people and profited
and put this country in a worse position as a result of
$600 billion, not including the amount that they have earned from the sale of their crypto company, which was really only created knowing that this presidency was coming up. What's the recourse then? What do you think it should be?
Well, the recourse is, if Congress feels there should be a recourse, then they should put some laws into place. We should have regulations in place. We don't actually know what crypto is right now. Is it a currency? Is it a security? Is it a commodity? Is it a collectible? And if you don't know what it is, why are you investing in it in any way, shape, or form? So the government needs to figure that out.
I think there might be a generational divide on crypto. I have a lot of people in my friend group that are much more comfortable with it. I think that we can have conversations about Clarity Act and regulating it. I don't think we should just delete it just because the president doesn't know how to operate with it in a way that's good.
All right, next for us, extreme.
Okay, so let me give you guys my thoughts, because like I said at the beginning of the show, seeing a Republican go after Donald Trump like that was definitely not on my bingo card today. But you know what? I'm here for it. What really frustrates me is how casually this conversation is being treated. If this had been almost any other president, it would be the biggest political story in America. Instead, people seem to be shrugging their shoulders and moving on. When you look at what happened with Trump's crypto ventures, a lot of people in the crypto community use the term rug pull to describe a situation where ordinary investors are left holding the bag while the people at the top walk away with the money. Whether you think that label is fair or not, here's what we do know. Millions of dollars flowed into projects tied to Donald Trump. Many of his own supporters bought in, and reports estimate that investors collectively lost billions, while businesses connected to Trump made billions. That's an incredible contrast, and here's what I keep coming back to. Donald Trump built his political brand on telling ordinary Americans, "I'm fighting for you." But if the people who trusted you the most are the ones who end up losing money while your personal fortune grows, that's a serious question every supporter should be asking themselves. The other thing that stood out to me is the sheer scale of it all. We're not talking about someone making a few extra $1 million. We're talking about wealth connected to Trump's business interests increasing dramatically while he's sitting in the Oval Office. To me, that's exactly why these conflict of interest questions matter. Now, whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent, I think the standard should be the same. If a president appears to be profiting from the office they hold, people have every right to ask tough questions. That shouldn't depend on what party they're in. Because I'll say this, if a Democratic president had made this kind of money through ventures linked to the presidency, conservative media would be talking about it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So why should this be any different? But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more news commentaries. I'll see you guys in the next one.